talk like that. All opinion, no facts. Better run it back.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Be Skeptical, where all opinions, no facts. We got two generations, infinite opinions. We are prepared to disagree or agree, hopefully, on some things. Millennial dad, Gen Z son, we're diving headfirst into dumpster fire conversations, discussing different generational topics and preferences and perspectives. If you're looking for the objective truth, you're in the wrong place. We have no answers. Again, all opinion, no facts. So the theme of the show, and we kind of discuss this every time, be skeptical. That means don't believe everything you hear. Do your research. Throw it against your values, your morals, your wisdom, and your experiences that you've had through your life and see where it sticks. So here we go, episode 4.
4, man, already.
It's crazy.
Love it, yeah.
It was a crazy week, too. Our account got flagged because they thought we were bots and AI. Had to fight for it back, but we got it back pretty quick. So
Yeah, it was like a day or two.
yeah, it was just a day. So, but no, we're going to dive into some conversations. I know I started last time. Do you want to start it out with this time?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't have any questions this week.
That's fine.
I couldn't think of any, you know?
It was a busy week.
Really,
Had a lot of
it
stuff going
was.
on.
Yeah, we did.
That's fine. I got plenty of questions.
Awesome.
All right. So I saw this video,
Right.
and I may throw it in the YouTube video or something, but it was basically a little kid trying to put a chicken on his bicycle seat. And he was trying it over and over and over, right?
Right.
He's putting this chicken on the bicycle seat, and the chicken kept falling off. Well, eventually, the chicken sat on his seat, and he drove off with it. It was hilarious, but it made me think. Like, he didn't know that he couldn't.
Right.
He just did it.
Absolutely.
Like, nobody told him it was impossible.
Mhm.
And, you know, it made me start thinking, are people really reflecting on our actions and the things that we may do to a point where it kind of shoots you down, right?
Mhm.
It deflates you.
Right.
And you're not having that childlike spirit to do the impossible. Like, I guess it would be more of a, like, not having logic or reasoning and just go and try something.
Right.
That theory, right? So, I mean, some of the things that came up to mind was like the Wright brothers. The Wright brothers had completed something successfully that no one had ever thought could be done.
Right.
Like they flew an airplane.
They flew in the air.
They flew in the air, the first people to ever fly in the air, and everyone told them they were crazy. So,
I mean, it's the same thing with like Galileo and Isaac Newton. They
Oh, yeah.
were coming up with things that nobody could even like wrap their minds around of. Like even with, especially with Galileo, I mean, the dude went to jail because he was
Yeah. Witchcraft.
exactly.
They thought that he was doing witchcraft. Yeah.
Yeah. Now he's one of the greatest minds
Yeah.
ever.
They said Isaac Newton was probably the highest IQ that's ever existed on Earth because he was coming up with theoretical equations on the fly. Like the man was on another level.
I mean, he came up with the idea of physics, which is like, it's a hard thing to bargain with. It's
Yeah.
kind of just like a set rules, and he figured out how to find out the set rules.
Yeah, he's literally like, what's causing this apple to fall from the tree?
Right, I mean,
right.
dude-
Yeah.
dude's
And he
just-
finds gravity.
Just figures things out, I
Yeah.
guess.
So, I mean, one of my favorite quotes from one of my favorite authors, Pablo Coelho, it's there is only one thing that makes your dreams impossible to achieve, and that's the fear of failure. So that really makes me think, like, so when is the last time you think you've tried something because you just wanted to see it work? And how, this is most important, how did it make you feel?
I try to try something new every day, I'd say. But like the last time I tried something, I don't know. I mean, like basketball, I try out a lot of different things. I try out different shots. I try out different layups, whatever can improve my game. And in all honesty, if you're trying something new, I always try to go into it with like a neutral basis of it, like expectation. Not necessarily like I want it to be very good. I want it to be bad. It's just something new.
You just want to try it.
Exactly. It can be
Yeah.
anything. And that's the kind of mindset I try to go into things with.
And you went into it with no expectations.
Yeah, don't go into anything with expectations.
Yeah.
Just, if it's new, you
Yeah.
know, regardless of like rumors or things I've heard, it's my experience to
No.
experience
Yeah.
it. So,
Well, it's like I saw a quote the other day, and it was specifically talking about basketball.
right.
And it's that movie with Adam Sandler in it that we
Hustle.
watched. Yeah, Hustle. And he was talking about obsession's always going to beat talent. Because if you're obsessed with something, you're always going to beat someone that's talented.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Because I think that kind of falls into the feeling and emotions and the heart and soul of it. If you're obsessed about something, you must really have compassion for it.
You must want. I mean,
And you want it bad.
I'd say obsession is like, it's almost like we're connected into like another universe to where we have it.
Tapping into some other power.
Right, we're tapping
Yeah.
into like another multiverse, like where we do have that reality, and we want it to make that. We want
Yeah.
that here. You know what I mean? I feel like that's how it feels sometimes.
Yeah.
Obsession.
You want to literally manifest it
Right.
into your life. Yeah.
Right.
I agree. I agree. So do you think logic and reasoning kind of kills creativity?
Yeah, absolutely.
And it kills that childlike spirit that we had, and then as you grow up, it kind of goes away.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we don't. I mean, childlike spirit and just like that idea of not necessarily like ignorance is bliss. Yes, you seem ignorant for doing it, and then you do it, and then like, wow, people are like, wow, he did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not necessarily saying go at everything with like, yeah, I'm just gonna go do whatever I want.
Yeah. Just
you know?
throwing it to the wind. Yeah.
Right? No, but like if you're genuinely wanting to try it, but you have very high hopes, you have
Mm-hmm.
dreams, you have aspirations for it beyond of what you like. If you can see something at that level realistically,
Yeah.
do it.
Envision
what I
it.
mean? Right?
Yeah.
Like if you can get it, do it. If you can see that, do it.
No,
Find
I
it.
agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, I'm the same way. If I see something and I have a goal, there's nothing that's going to stop me,
Absolutely.
except for maybe physically or something like that. I mean,
Right.
I'm going to get there eventually
If it's possible.
if
it'll
it's
happen.
possible. Yeah. Even if it's impossible sometimes.
It's nothing's impossible.
Yeah.
I don't like to say that.
That's true.
No,
Like-
nothing's impossible, truly, because I mean, like anything can be done eventually.
It's not I can't, it's I'm having trouble getting there.
It's more like it's not necessarily I can't. It's just when.
Yeah.
You just got to be patient. You just got to keep working that repetitiveness, like with a goal. If it's something that requires practice, you know, you got to have that obsession. You got to have that repetitive over and over again. You got to practice. You got to, you know, get the closest perfect as possible through
Yeah.
that practice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it makes me think of when I was a young kid, me and my cousins and my brother would play cars in the dirt. And we had all these die cast like tractors and bulldozers and stuff,
The Matchbox. Cars.
matchbox cars. And we would sit and imagine and create these little villages with roads and little houses. Like we'd build stick houses with bark, park our trucks and cars in there. And it was real.
Right.
It was almost the creativity of creating that village was enough because as soon as we almost finished and had it all done, we were done playing. Like we didn't want to do it anymore.
Right.
Yeah. So I think it brings out the best creativity is that childlike spirit.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Because you have no logic, no reasoning in mind. It's
It's
just,
just pure willpower.
yeah. It's just, you're literally creating out of your imagination, out of your brain.
Exactly. And like,
Yeah.
try not to lose that. Keep that. If you have
Yeah.
that still, and if you feel like you can regain it, continue to grab onto it, hold on to it.
Mm-hmm.
Just run with it.
No, it's a great feeling. That's why I said most important is how did you feel in that moment? Because it's a feeling that can only be created through that childlike spirit and creativity and that imagination.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's an amazing feeling.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to move on, and I'm going to move on to the opposite.
Opposite.
Yeah, crushing our spirits.
Crushing experience.
And that's women. All right. So this week, I wrote something down because your mom said something to me. And I was just like, I'm writing that down. And I said, why do women make everything about themselves? Literally anything. Like you could be talking, like I was talking about a TV show,
Right.
right? It was Modern Family. One of the actresses on there, I was like, man, she looked really heavy, or like her face was messed up or something. Maybe plastic surgery, or maybe she gained a little weight. I have no clue, but she looked goofy.
Right.
And then she literally turned around and looked at me, and she's like, Oh, so you think I'm fat? And I'm like, what? How does that have to do anything with what I just said?
Right.
Like, it made me think a little bit because I go out with my guy friends every once in a while, and we can literally make grunting sounds or be like pissed drunk, and you and your buddies will have a conversation, and somebody's standing by and they're like, they're speaking another language, but we understand each other 100%. And it is, we know exactly what we're talking about.
No, literally.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
I mean, we can make click clacks and grunts and whatever, eye contact, and we just know.
No, I mean, I know you hear some things me and my friends talk about, and
Oh,
you're just
yeah.
like, what are they talking about? Just like,
Well, the new lingo, I'm trying to catch up here and there, but it's out there. But yeah, you guys have a whole different conversation, and you've literally shortened the whole human language down to nothing. But,
no, yeah, no, I see that point you're trying to make about women making everything about themselves. I think one big reason is women are always in a competition with themselves. And I don't just mean like within themselves, but just with every other girl. I feel like women try to compete with themselves more. Because I feel like guys, we're competing, yeah, but I feel like not necessarily like guys already are always trying to be the best. I feel like that's just a normal thing a lot of guys have. They just want to be the best in something. Women don't necessarily want to be the best. They just want to look better than whoever they don't like.
in front of everybody else.
Yeah, they want to look better. Now, this isn't everybody. And it just depends. But, like, yeah, I definitely see it. And I think there's a lot of guys that do this, too, where they have that feeling of where they want to make a lot of things about themselves.
Yeah.
It's just...
vanity, and people are selfish and, I guess, narcissistic.
Right. And it's not only that. It's just, like, some people that are very, very emotional, like, women are just automatically going to be a more emotional people. Just genetically, that's how it is.
No, they are. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I feel like a lot of people that have a lot more emotion tied into things, they try to make more things about themselves because they're going over like the idea. They're more going into themselves more than just the idea of something.
No, I agree.
Like if they're, like you said, I mean, the show, you're just talking
Just
about
watching
the
the
fat
show.
chick, just
Literally.
some ugly fat chick in their mind, and she's like, oh, it's about me, because they think a lot. They think very quickly. Women think very quickly, and that's why
They think too much.
they think exactly.
Yeah, they
think-
overthink.
Yeah, exactly.
Their
But
logic defies logic.
sometimes
Because the pathing that they get to has been said to what they speak out of their mouths sometimes make no sense.
sometimes
I think it's hilarious. I mean, she gets upset at me, but I'm just like, where did you get that from? Like, I don't understand what
literally,
you're
you'll
talking
just
about.
bring up something, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, I didn't know that was going to make you upset.
Yeah.
And yeah, absolutely. It's just how women are. It's just how they are.
So you kind of mentioned a little bit, like, is it like a self-centeredness, or is it just them trying to connect with us as males? Or do you think it's a little bit of both, or leans on either one? I mean, I guess maybe it depends on the time or place or what.
I think it's just not necessarily a self-centering, but like they want to keep that personal love for themselves stable, because I feel like a lot of women nowadays have a really hard time with loving themselves.
Self-confidence.
Right. And anybody nowadays has that problem. And just like with the making everything about themselves, it's like the woman equivalent of like their kind of coping mechanism. You're attacking, like sometimes they'll hear something that you're saying and they feel like you're attacking them.
Maybe they're looking for the self-validation.
Right. Absolutely.
Validation through their partner, whoever.
Or whoever it may be, yeah. I feel like they see like maybe you're attacking that complex, or like maybe you might think differently of them than they think that you think of them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just overall that attacks a kind of personal complex or whatever they have going on, and they're going to get upset, or they're going to react differently, or they're going to react very differently,
Yeah.
That's just, I feel like that's why.
Yeah. I mean, men and women react. I mean, men are from different planets than it seems like we're different planets in some kind of, like, we're always in different places. Very few times do I feel like men and women are on the same page. No, I won't say that. I'd say once you start really knowing a person, you can really be on the same page. Like you can have that, the like the bromance that you have with your buddies, you can have that with your wife or your girlfriend or something. But it takes a long time. It takes, complete letting each other inside, and you have to truly know one another.
Right. It's a
You have
completely
to.
different process.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And it takes a long time.
Yeah.
It's very few and far people actually get that like right off the bat.
Mm.
Yeah. It happens, but it doesn't happen a lot.
Absolutely. I
And
agree.
relationships take a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like you think working hard as a man is going to be difficult? No. Working on relationships is going to be the hardest thing that you're going to have to deal with. And one of the biggest decisions of your life. So that's one of the big decisions of your life,
True.
life-changing decisions.
Absolutely.
Who you're going to spend the rest of your life with.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, I mean, kind of putting it back on the men a little bit. Is it just we don't talk enough? Are we too quiet? I know I am. Like, you know how I am.
Yeah.
I'm an active listener for the most part, but when I open up, I try to make it meaningful
Mm.
for the most part, but
Right.
I'm normally pretty quiet.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Which I mean, it's perfectly fine. Not everybody's got to talk
Yeah.
24/7. I mean, it's better to be a listener than to just talk all the time. I'd
Mm-hmm.
say I would rather someone be more quiet than be a loudmouth because just
Yeah, they're not speaking anything.
right.
They're
like,
just jabber-jawing.
unless
yeah.
they're like a genius or something. But it's rare and far behind. You know, even then they start speaking insanities. You know?
Well, and it's not going to be successful.
Right.
It's not successful communication either. Because
Absolutely
most people are going to get annoyed. They're going to shut off.
Right. An excessive amount of something doesn't mean it's better than the other object. You know,
Agreed.
like a bunch of rocks versus a diamond. It's
Yeah, I know.
a completely different thing.
Diamond's grain of sand size, it's going to be worth more than those pile of rocks.
Infinitely than
Yeah.
that pile of rocks. Yeah. So, yeah, I think it's just not necessarily that we don't talk enough. It's just I feel like we leave a lot to assume. We don't
Oh,
really
that's a good point.
I don't feel like we really elaborate down to the core unless we're specifically like have to.
Yeah.
Like we just leave
We
a
just
lot of things.
expect people to understand what we're saying. Is that right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I feel like I have that problem
Yeah.
a lot, just to where like, because a lot of people will like, I'll start explaining something and they're like, I'm not gonna lie, I have no clue what you're saying, and so then I have to completely restart at the beginning and realize I'm saying it in a way that I can understand it.
Yeah.
But I forget that the way I understand things is a completely different process than the way some other people. Like some people understand the way I explain things. I mean, I'm sure you do. I'm sure like Mom or Emma does because I mean they're around me. But like, what was I gonna say? Like somebody like in class, I have a friend I help in class all the time.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't always understand the way I explain something, so I'll have to break it down, think
Yeah.
about it a little bit more. How are they looking at it? Like I'm looking at this math equation like I understand everything about the equation. I understand that it's consumer algebra, so it's like financial math. So it'll be like you have a $5,000 deposit into a savings account
Mm-hmm.
on a 7% interest rate for 15 years.
Yeah.
And then that equation would be interest.
That's awesome, by the way.
Right.
7% on a savings
7%,
account?
that's-
Holy crap, sign me up.
Yeah, $5,000. Oh yeah.
Sign me up. That's way high yield right there.
Oh yeah, but you know, some people they don't understand everything in that equation. They may not understand what is the depositing, what is the interest, what is
Yeah.
interest. You know, so not everybody understands that. So I had to realize, oh, sometimes you just have to
Break it down.
break it down a lot more than you really think you need to, because I feel like guys can think very simple.
Yeah.
Guys have the ability to just because we're supposed to take in a lot of a workload because we have to do so much work, we're able to simplify everything. So
No,
we can make it
100%.
We can do it quicker,
yeah.
we can do it faster using our abilities. And then just some people don't have that ability. Not all men have that ability. You know?
No. I mean, they say that women are better at multitasking and men are more better at like just single focus on certain tasks. I disagree because I feel like I can multitask, around circles around people, but
Oh yeah, absolutely. I agree.
it's not very common. A lot of people they have to just be focused on one thing.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I have my moments where I can multitask. I got 6 assignments right here. I got a YouTube video explaining
Yeah.
3 out of the 6, stuff like that. And then sometimes I'm like, I cannot do everything at once. I just have to shut down. Like even whenever I'm listening to music while doing something, sometimes I'll be like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
It's overwhelming. I just need to focus on this right here. So I'll take my music out, which is pretty rare for me. I mean, I'm always listening.
Oh yeah, you always have your headphones
So
on.
yeah, so
No,
just
I know exactly what you mean because sometimes I'll just sometimes it's just literally my energy levels. Like I can listen to an audiobook and drive to work and no problems, and I can literally retain everything I listen to.
right.
But other days I'm just sitting there and I'm like, I don't even want the music on. Like it just happens. I think it depends on a lot of things: your mental state, where you're at, stress levels, and what's going through your mind.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, that stuff affects everything.
Yeah.
Because emotional, like feelings, cause physical counteractions.
Yep.
Absolutely. Like if you're stressed about something, you're gonna feel weird. You're not gonna be normal. So it's just sometimes, and I feel like as guys, we are kind of absent from that sometimes. You know what I mean? We can have those feelings, we can feel those feelings, but our body doesn't physically react to it.
It takes
Sometimes.
I mean, it does take a lot more for me.
Right.
It takes a lot. I have to be like literally my cup's overflowing before the stress really affects me. But at that point, it's just too late to deal with.
Absolutely.
And it takes
yeah.
a while to recover
I
from it.
understand, yeah. And
Yeah.
I feel like yeah, that's why sometimes just how that is, we're not necessarily just like quiet. It's just because we don't physically feel what our emotions are trying to convey, we're not really understanding what we're trying to feel.
Yeah.
You can feel upset about something, but like if it's not like really throwing you anything crazy, you're not going to be like, oh,
Yeah. And if you, I won't say you have to have training to deal with that stuff, but you definitely have to have mental fortitude and the capability to identify it prior to it getting really, really bad.
absolutely.
Like I've had some very physical jobs in my past where I can work 12 hours straight all day long. Obviously, I was a lot younger,
Right.
but and then I come home and I'm tired, but I'm not like super exhausted. But then I can have sit at my desk or meetings and stuff all day now, and I'm literally physically exhausted more than that physical labor. Like just the mind drain has affected my body and to a point where I can't do hardly anything. And all I
Right.
want to do is just think nothing. I just want static in my brain.
Right. I feel
Yeah.
like, and I feel like that it's not necessarily because you're getting older. I think it's just because as guys, actually, like if it's not physical work,
Yeah.
we think it's the end of the world. I'm not gonna lie. Like at work, I like my job because it has stuff to do.
Yeah, you're consistently busy.
Keep consistent for the most part. As long as as long as it's it's running and it's consistent flow of people coming in, it's a busy job.
Yep.
You're not sitting around a lot. That's why I like it. I feel like if I had to work an office job, I would jump off the window. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I couldn't just because I'm not doing anything. I love working. Like it may not necessarily like I love going into the coal mines, but
Yeah.
like I like being up and around and just
Yeah.
doing stuff.
It makes the time go by faster too.
Right, that too.
And in an office job, if you don't have a lot of, I guess, supervision or micromanagement, it's more self-motivation too. So if you're not feeling it that day, you're probably not going to get a lot done. You're probably going to get a lot of distractions. You're probably going to walk around and talk to people and socialize, which is not a bad thing. I think that's
absolutely
needed. Like during COVID, that was one of the worst things ever, was because wasn't able to actually see people that you worked with for, almost 2 years. You were just sitting at home and with your family and everyone's going crazy because we're stuck in the house. But I remember when they started releasing us back to work a little bit, most of those days was me talking to people the whole entire time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Just getting that social interaction with people, which rolls perfectly into the next topic if you're ready to go.
I'm ready.
So this is nostalgia, right? So back in my day, and I know there's still some around, but we had malls.
Right.
Malls. I mean, malls where it was like a mini theme park. I mean, you had a food court where you can get all kinds of food. Sometimes they have a like carousel or roller coasters. Like
Right,
in the
right, right.
mall that I was when I grew up in, it was huge.
Mhm.
You had arcades. You had drama with guys and girls running around talking to each other. Um, you had a pet store, toy stores. I remember the video game store. I think it was a GameStop. It might have been. I don't remember, but I remember when they released the Xbox. It was right before Christmas. They released the very first Xbox.
It was like November 15th or something.
Yeah, it was like November, December time frame. I was probably 12, 13,
The
maybe.
first Xbox?
First
I
one.
think it was like
Yeah.
2004.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
Right,
I was in
right.
high school then. But then I sat in front of one of those Xboxes and played Halo for the first time. Blown away. I'm talking, it was an experience. And that's what we went to the mall as an experience.
Mhm.
It was kind of a, like I said, a free theme park adventure where you could just see people have experiences with your family, and whole families would go,
Right.
and you'd people watch, and then you could even get a pretzel at Annie's.
Right.
I mean, it was amazing.
Right.
So, kind of leaning on your generation, I kind of thought about it this week. I'm like, did online shopping and social media like kill malls? Like, where did we lose the malls? Why did they close?
I feel like number one is probably because we live in the Midwest, and because the Midwest doesn't have a lot in it, social media and malls and experiences become less and less and less just because we don't live in a very populated and a very wanted to be exciting area. You know, like you go to Florida or like Miami, you
Yeah,
go to Cali,
there's still big malls
they're
out there.
bumping.
There's
But
still
here,
huge
yeah,
malls.
that's
Yeah.
just because that's the majority of the area. I feel like, but because there's so much of the U.S. that isn't like that,
Yeah.
and just anywhere, in all honesty, malls are going to start dying because I mean nobody wants to get up anymore. Nobody
Yeah.
wants to go outside anymore, other than like people my age. Because I'm going to be honest, the mall around us, people go to it all the time, but that's just they don't go to it for like that experience like it used to be. It was just
Yeah.
more necessarily it's something to do, but yeah, no, the social media. I was literally thinking about it while you were saying. I didn't even think about what you were trying to like introduce about the social media thing. But like, yeah, like social media is basically like the malls nowadays. Just as like, especially with like the social interaction part. You know,
Yeah.
you could talk to anybody, people. You know, people online, people offline, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, and then the shopping aspect. I mean, like nobody really wants to go out and spend that money. And I
Yeah.
feel like online, dude, you could just spend $500
You
without
can
even
spend
realizing.
so much money so fast.
Like,
Yeah.
like in person, you go to like I remember I bought the Oculus. I remember going to buy the Oculus, and I like felt some weight to it because I'm like, wow, I really just spent like $400 on this, you
Yeah.
know. But online, I mean,
Yeah. You can spend $400 or $500
I
without
spent
even really.
$150 online in like 10
Yeah.
minutes, and I didn't even think about it.
I mean, we've talked about the physical money versus like swiping your card.
Right.
Like I used to spend money so less because of breaking that 20 or breaking that 100 because you knew as soon as you break it, it's gone.
Right.
It's gone. It's going to be gone so fast. But yeah, I think social media and just people having social anxiety of going and leaving their houses, even, it's affecting so much. Malls for sure. Because now, I mean, you can talk to anybody in the world and order your food all on your phone within 30
While
minutes
while scrolling
while scrolling or playing video games or whatever.
Family Guy in the bottom
Yeah.
of the screen or whatever. And then there's like all sorts of other stuff that comes with that. So yeah, no, I see the point you're trying to make,
Yeah.
and I for sure agree with it. I think social media was kind of like that social like crutch now.
Yeah.
It's just that's kind of like what it is.
Because even if you go out to the mall, there's not a lot there, but you're going to see people walking around looking at their phones,
Right.
like right in their face.
Literally.
People are still they're scrolling and stuff, and they're not present. They're not in the presence. They're not seeing people. It's like, I love people watching. I love watching people. That's one of my things. And I'm very visual when I'm out in public, not just, for, I guess, public, like safety stuff. Like I'm
Right.
visual when it comes to that stuff, but I like seeing people. I like to guess what they're thinking in their head, like right then, or are they having a good day, bad day, what kind of person they are. Like, you could say I'm mentally judging them, but no, I'm just kind of filling them out.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
absolutely. You're just. It's just. I understand where you're coming from. I love hanging out with people. I love going to places. A lot of people I know, a lot of people I don't know, meeting new people, stuff like that. So I absolutely understand. It's just that social aspect. And that mall, and just like that, the mall, it stinks that like we don't have like a lot of physical social aspects.
Yeah, you can't touch it.
Right. All of it's on the internet nowadays. I mean, like nowadays there's like football games, there's basketball games, there's
Yeah,
sports,
sporting
stuff like
events
that.
are still out there. They'll always be
Sporting
out there.
events. I mean, the malls are still there. You can still go shopping. I mean, there's all sorts of plenty of places to go. It's just like nowadays, so many people would much rather stay inside and do all that than go out and have fun, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I was just, nostalgia just literally is hitting me in my face thinking about going to the mall as a small kid and, finding a toy or finding that video game. Like, we used to wait in line for stuff. I used to wait in line for Apple products. I used to wait in line for video games. I used to pre-order stuff. Nobody, you don't have to do that anymore. Like, as soon as it's available, you'll have it right in your house digitally,
3 to 5 days.
or 2 days, 1 day sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
even with like video games, dude, like nowadays they don't even sell physical copies of video games basically, just because they're trying to make everything digital. It doesn't bring in any special. That's why I feel like, that's why personally I like playing my 360, because like you have to open the box, you could look at all the games that you
physically see it, yeah.
and you're like, which one do I want to play, instead of just like hopping on my Xbox. Like, I love playing my Xbox, don't get me wrong, but it's just like I prefer more of like that than anything else, because nowadays games aren't as good as well. Games just are nowhere near as good as they used to be.
they're definitely a lot different. Yeah.
Right. And then just like everything's changing, and just like that everything's digital aspect, I hate it. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I mean?
I was thinking when you were talking about that, like one of the biggest things I used to enjoy was the player guides, the big, thick player guides. And I'd buy those and just flip through them and look at everything. I mean, now you just get on the internet and find it, but
Right. I have.
I loved them. I still have quite a few.
I remember one of my favorites were like the Metal Gear Solid 2 ones.
Mm-hmm.
Any of the Metal Gear Solid ones are one of my favorite. Like the third and the second one, I have them both. Both of them, I love their player guides. 'Cause they're
Oh,
just,
yeah.
like the third one, I liked it because it was like the jungle. You're like
Yeah.
like a little comic book. Even I have the copy of Far Cry 2 over there. That one has like just a whole entire player guide inside of it. And like games used to be like, oh, it's got, not only does it have like the guide, it's got
Yeah.
it's
Got maybe some artwork in there.
Right.
Yeah.
Things used to come with stuff, make it special. And I loved stuff like that because, not only did it hold value money-wise, but just like it was cool to have.
Yeah.
Like I have like BioShock. I love BioShock. I have like the special edition. It's got this big old case. It has all 4 games inside of it. It's got this fold out. It's got this design. I love stuff like that. And you don't got it anymore.
No,
It's
you
just
don't.
all on Xbox.
It's making me think action figures.
Oh, yeah.
Like you go in the store and you look through all the action figures and you're trying to find the one you want, and then you flip it over and it showed all the other action figures on the back, right? And you could look through and you'd be like, oh man, I wish they had that one. I would get that one right there. Or any of the stuff. Like you'd literally physically look at it and just visualize it versus, having it ready, available on the internet at your fingertips at any moment.
And I wish Toys R Us still existed, dude.
I heard they're going to do some pop-ups.
That's what I heard, too.
Yeah, they're going to do some pop-ups for Christmas. That's crazy.
Dude, I loved Toys R Us so much. I'm so mad I wasn't like physically like, I wasn't like fully conscious pretty much just to experience. If I could just go back to like the Toys R Us that we used to have, just go through it one more time, I wouldn't even buy anything. I just want to look through it.
Yeah. I mean, I still do that every once in a while with like Best Buy. I just
absolutely,
walk
dude.
through
It's
it and
just
look.
It's like toys, dude.
Yeah, I guess that's the adult toy store. Or now that I'm even older, it's like going through Home Depot or Lowe's and going through the
I like
tools
going
aisle
through,
or something. Yeah.
the light aisle. I like going through the wood aisle, man. You just look around like, what? I could take 6 of these, put that together. That's the base right there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Nah, I really miss it. I miss people being more interactive, and who knows what kind of effects it's going to have on future society. Because even like relationships, I don't think anyone's going to be successful with relationships going in the future, minus, what we've talked about in the past, like the hookup culture and stuff. But
Right.
I mean, I think it's going to be detrimental because people just aren't interacting anymore. It's going to cause a lot of people just to be centered into their bubble
Right.
and not look at how other people's perspectives are. Like people are going to be very self-centered.
Right. I mean, at my age right now, like one thing, socially interaction and relationships, like dates are hard to find because there's like not a lot to do.
Yeah.
Maybe just because of our area, but like there used to be like if there was like a Toys R Us still, or if there was all the stores, I'd be
A
like,
mall.
yeah. If there was a mall, I'd just be like, let's go to the mall, or let's go
Yeah.
go here, go there. You know, walk around. Look
We
at
used to
things.
go to the mall to look for girls when I was in high school.
Yeah.
We would go to the mall to look for girls.
Yeah. I hope you don't do it now.
No, I don't. I don't like going anywhere. Oh, and if I go anywhere, I have your mom with me always.
True.
Going a little further, I said I love to people watch, and we can roll into the next thing that I had written down. But
Right.
I feel like I can really see people, and like I said, it's not that I'm judging people. I think I can really see the people. I can see the truth in people.
Right.
Kind of a sixth sense thing. I can pick up on those microaggressions, like facial expressions. I can see body language. Like I can see what it is and see what is potentially truth. Most of the time I'm right, like spot on.
Right. I can say you're very good at telling whenever someone's lying.
Oh, definitely with you. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's something I was born with. I don't know if it's something people have to get experience through or experience themselves. It's just like, I tell your mom all the time. I was like, babe, you have RBF. You know what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, you got RBF.
Mine's terrible.
Yeah. And I'm like, she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, you're not looking very happy. Like, what's wrong?
Right.
Like, and it's just, most of the time she can't hide stuff from me. And it used to be, I would ask her so much, she would get annoyed.
Right.
But I knew something was wrong every time. Now I'll ask her once or twice, maybe 3 times. And if she doesn't spill the beans, I'll move on,
Right.
which usually makes her spill the beans because she gets mad because of that too.
True.
But
Why don't you care now?
yeah, oh, you don't care. Oh.
No, I mean, I feel like I have the same ability. I feel like I can tell a lot of things off
Yeah.
of just looking at somebody, you know, like, I don't like to assume things either, you know.
No, I
Just
don't
like
either.
There's a lot of things.
I'm
feel
skeptical about it.
Like, yeah.
But yeah.
There's a lot of things I could just be like, that points to that, you know what I mean? Like if someone, I definitely see what you mean. I can't really give a good example. It's an in the moment thing, to be honest. You can't really be like, yeah, that, because everybody has their own cues. I definitely see.
I can give you a perfect example. I can see people in their cars, right? driving to work or driving around town.
Right.
I'll see people in their cars and I'll see them. It's not like I'm looking for them, but I'll see them and I can tell. I'm like, wow, they're really distracted, or I look like maybe they're having a bad time because you can just almost see sorrow seeping out of their face. And I kind of wrote it down. I said, their eyebrows and their mannerisms are a lie detector. Like you can see what people are going through sometimes from these microaggressions and the body language they're putting out.
Oh yeah, the windows are an eye to the soul. Or
Oh,
the,
yeah.
the eyes are windows to the soul.
100%. You can tell so much from people's eyes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And people don't like looking at people's eyes nowadays.
Not
It's hard for people to get
necessarily-
eye contact.
I definitely see that problem with like certain people. It's most of the time people that are just more overall immature.
Yeah.
If they're a normally mature person, yeah, they got no problem doing that. And just normal people in general. But like I feel like nowadays a lot of people have a really bad problem of just like eye contact because they think they're like staring or something. It's just I don't know why. It's just it's a thing that's not as common anymore. And eye contact is a sign of respect to me. If you're talking to me and you're like looking away
Or
or
your
like,
feet or
you just seem distracted. You don't seem like you care. But like whenever I'm trying to hear someone talk about something, I'm staring dead on. Now if I'm like best friends with the dude,
Yeah, it doesn't
I'm
really
looking,
matter.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm still listening. Yeah, but like if I'm talking to somebody or like I'm at work, I'm talking to a customer, always keep eye contact,
Mm-hmm.
always, just be respectful, and just like that overall is an overall mannerism of just like talking to somebody and understanding a person during a conversation.
Good communication. Yeah.
Right.
And it usually means that you're active listening too.
Right.
Because I've noticed something in my career field is when people aren't looking at you when you're talking, they're not paying attention because they're trying to process what they're going to say next instead of actually listening to you.
Right.
So they're not going to try to keep your perspective in mind. They are building their perspective already
Right.
to launch their next, like their conversation topic.
They're not necessarily processing what you're saying. They're more overall just trying to move everything on.
Yep. Or move on or literally get their point across.
Right. I can understand that.
Yeah, it happens a lot. Like next time you see somebody in a crowded room or something and you're having a good conversation with people, and if you see people that aren't looking eye to eye and they might be kind of looking or cocking their head to the side or something like that, 9 times out of 10 they might be the next person that speaks.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know why, but like my driver instructor, whenever they were talking about driving, she said, if you ever feel like you're having a problem keeping straight on the road, you can just look directly down the road and your hands will follow. And I feel like that's the same thing with your ears.
That's so funny because my grandma told me the same thing, except for don't look at headlights straight on.
True. That too.
Because you will hit the car.
Yeah, that's what she said too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, where you put your eyes is where your attention's at. So if you're moving your eyes around or you're talking to somebody and you're not keeping eye contact with them, you're not paying attention to them fully. Like you might be paying some sort of attention to them. Obviously, you're not just completely ignoring them, but that's just a clear sign or telltale that either, like you said, they're processing what they're trying to say, they're trying to get their point across, they're not listening, or they're bored or something. But that's one of the most important things for sure.
No, I agree. I mean, it's a skill that I think everyone needs, specifically eye contact, but I don't even say it's a skill. It's just a mannerism people need. And then it made me think of Pablo Coelho's book, The Alchemist. They talk about how the eyes, you can measure how big the soul is, or like if it's going to be a small person or a big person. I'm not talking physically. I'm talking about approachable,
Courage, stuff
or
like
courage,
that.
or
Confidence.
confidence, stuff like that. I think maybe I know you guys say it all the time that I'm not approachable and I'm scary,
Overall, yeah.
but maybe it's just I project my active listening on people and they feel like uncomfortable with it. Maybe, I don't know.
I think it's just, I don't know. I mean, a lot of people say the same thing about me. They say I look upset, or I don't look approachable, or I look like I'm like doing like just out of it.
Yeah.
It's just because I'm chilling. I'm listening.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking about how I'm trying to look. I'm thinking about just the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like that's what you do too. You're just in the moment. You're not really thinking about the way you look or anything. You're just there. And overall, I mean, we're both tall, big. Just
Yeah.
we have.
I don't know. I'm always smiling, and I always tell people my door's open. Like,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I try to have, if people need to talk to me, I'll talk to them. I never turn anybody away.
Right.
Even if in the back of my mind, I'm rolling my eyes, I'm going to always give them respect and active listening to them. That's something that I learned a long time ago. And it makes a difference, because one of the things I learned too is when I first got into management was I thought I had to treat everyone the same, like equality, right? But then what I realized is if you do that, you're not really taking them
You're not
kind of seriously.
You're not really forming any sort of.
Yeah, no relationship or nothing. You're not getting to know them.
Right.
Yeah, because what you find out is each person's personality is going to be different as far as how you can be effective for that person. So if you want them to be successful at their job, or successful for you in their job, you have to be personable to their emotional state and their personality.
Absolutely. I mean, everybody's different.
And some people may say it's not fair, but it's effective.
Absolutely. I think I remember I was watching this video one time. They were talking about like a relationship with God and all that. And they said a lot of the things that we see wrong with us in our journey with Christ is usually a strength, is usually some sort of thing that we can use to just make that even stronger. And it's the same way with that management idea or with that relationship idea of you can't be the same with everybody. It's impossible because everybody's different. If you were the same with everybody, then in all honesty, you're not really talking to people. You're just
you're
there.
faking it.
Yeah, you're just there. But if you're like into it, you're talking, you can pick up on certain things just from the way certain people act. Everybody has, like I said, everybody has their own body language. They have their own things in their
Mannerisms.
personality and mannerisms that just make them who they are. And if you're not like openly
giving them the time,
absolutely,
they're not going to feel comfortable to open up to you,
right?
And you won't get effective, successful communication.
You're not communicating
No.
because if you're just trying to treat them the same as everybody else, you're acting like a boss. But if you're really trying to connect with them and you're trying to really understand them, like respectfully and as you should, that's truly getting to know somebody. You're truly conversating and communicating for sure.
And I also want to make a statement. It's not being manipulative. You're not using that to get something you want, because you could, and people do all the time. I'm talking, if you want real relationships with people, we can actually have successful communication, and you can apply it at anything. You can apply it with employees, peers at work, your boss or your kids or your spouse, your wife, your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. You can apply that against every single relationship that you have.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. People have a serious issue with communicating nowadays.
It's terrible. I agree.
And I know men do, for sure. Men have terrible communication skills, and it's taken me decades to get kind of effective. Even now, I'd rather be quiet, but
it's understandable. It's hard to communicate sometimes because it's hard to, you have to come to a point of where the person's understanding you as you speak, but you need to be able to completely understand how the other person's thinking as well, which I'm very good at understanding how the other person is thinking most of the time. If I'm just listening, I'm able to usually more than often, I can just really go with the flow and I can understand everything where they're trying to come from and I can understand what points they're trying to make, stuff like that. But whenever it comes to me trying to explain my side of certain things, sometimes it's harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get it. And one of the biggest things is ensuring that you're active listening to someone and getting their side of the story is perspective. You never know until you really open up your mind which perspective or a new perspective that actually could change you to be successful. And that's especially if you have employees. They're the ones they're down in the trenches, right? They're doing the processes and procedures and tactics and stuff that are in place. And if it needs to be improved, guaranteeing 9 times out of 10, they're going to come up with the best way to improve it and create that new skill or process. Because most people want to work less. So if they can effectively change something into making their job easier, you have to be willing to listen to their perspective. Right. It's definitely reading people to ensure active listening and good communication. I'd say it's definitely an instinct thing with people.
Right.
And you definitely have to learn through experience.
For sure.
Yeah, you have to. It's not easy. It's even harder with people that are closer to you. Like I said last podcast, it's harder. It's easier for me to do it with strangers versus, doing it with people that are actually closer.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, just with people you already know, you could have a complete understanding of them and then it could change up next day. Not necessarily that they're like a fake person or anything. It's just because there's so many different levels to the way a person works and just how people are. It could be different or it could be the exact same every day, but you never know.
Yeah. You got to be skeptical.
Got to, man.
You can't just judge the book by its cover like day one.
You can't treat everything the same.
You can't. Absolutely not. Definitely when it comes to people.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. So last little thing we'll talk about, I kind of mentioned it to you yesterday. What is going on with the OSU locker room scandal. It's not main media. Like, I don't. It's not out there. Not hardly nobody's talking about it.
I mean, everybody around me's talking about it.
Yeah.
Not as much as it was whenever it was like first unveiled everything, but no, yeah, I think it's insane that. Yeah, dude.
So let's break it down. Let's just break it down. There's high school kids skipping school. High school kids skipping
It
school.
wasn't during school. It was during the summer.
Okay, well, high school kids going up to OSU, the Ohio State University, going into the locker room and taking the players' stuff.
Yeah, $45,000 worth of it.
I've heard it's way more. I've heard it's like
It's-
$100,000, but and they were taking it. And it wasn't like they were taking it to sell it.
Right? No, they
They were
took
just
it.
prancing around with it.
Yeah, I'm not
Like
even-
posting on social media and giving it to their buddies.
Yeah, dude, they gave it. I know they gave a lot of it away. A lot of people got in trouble.
Yeah.
Not necessarily because they knew. A lot of people didn't. They were giving it out. A lot of people didn't even know that's where it was from because they were telling lies.
Well, that's what they
It was
say.
from this. I'm very.
I don't know. I
I
mean,
know the people. I know a lot of the people, and I know that nobody, if they knew it came from there, in all honesty, nobody would want to take that stuff if they knew where it came from.
I mean, when the book falls, I think a lot of people are going to play dumb. But I heard that a lot of the students got expelled. And then OSU is not pressing any charges because they don't want any negative feedback or publicity on the team. I guess because they're shooting for another national championship.
Right. They're all focused on the game right
Yeah.
now, which is lucky for the kids.
And the fact that their security in their locker room is terrible. But
It was weird because the way I heard they did it is just nuts. The fact that that's how they did it. They allegedly, they said they broke in because there's on the fingerprint scanner on the locker room, the thing is like broken. So if you just tap it a bunch of times, allegedly,
like brute forces and opens up.
I don't know.
Wow.
They just said that the fingerprint scanner, if you just tap it a bunch of times, that opens the door up. Apparently,
Interesting. Well, I don't want you to compromise yourself talking too much, but it's just
It's
wild.
public info.
Yeah, I know it's out there on social media and stuff, but I have not seen it anywhere on mainstream media.
I do think that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I heard that they were going to cover it soon. I'm really not sure. I don't think they are because, in all honesty, a lot of these high school kids are just really stupid.
No, I agree. I was there. I was a stupid high school kid. I was telling you last night some of the stuff I did at your age and prior to your age. I'm surprised I didn't land myself into like doing hard time.
Yeah.
Because I was dumb. I had a risk appetite that was 100%. It was like someone would say, "Hey, let's go try something, or let's go do this or do that," and I was like, "Yeah, let's go."
Doesn't
Don't
matter
triple
what it
dog
is.
dare me. But yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. The whole situation is, man, just like,
I think you have to. It goes back. We talked about suffering a lot.
right.
A man and a young adult, and I say men, but women too. But I think men mostly. True change only comes from real suffering, and it takes us to fall flat on our face sometimes,
Yeah,
and
man.
takes the pain for us to.
Takes cuts for things to scar.
Yeah.
And then nothing's ever gonna heal if it's not damaged.
I heard a good quote the other day. It takes darkness for a seed to sprout into something new.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, that's perfect. Like that's how you become someone new. Yeah.
Just be in that moment. Just
Mm-hmm.
like it doesn't even necessarily have to be physical darkness. It could be you're just having a bad day.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you've had a bad couple of months, bad couple of years, and then just one day you're sitting in a room and you're just like,
At your rock bottom.
yeah, you hit it and you're just like, it's time to go on. It's time to
Yeah.
change. You know.
Self-reflection on stuff like that in those moments is crucial
Absolutely.
to ensure you don't keep tumbling, right? And then it gives you an opportunity to grow.
Right.
Every time. If you're in a moment like that, almost 99% of the time through my experience, you have the opportunity to grow yourself in some way to be better. Like we always have to be growing ourselves to be better. So that was a lot of the stuff I had to talk about this week. I don't know if you have any last minute things. I know last week we talked about things we can better ourselves, like self-reflection. Do you have any one this week?
Self-reflection this week?
Yeah.
Yeah. I say I do. Say just overall understand from more perspectives upon things, I guess. Because I feel like I'm in a lot of scenarios where I'm in a higher, like not necessarily leading the idea, but like I'm a loud voice in the situation. And I feel like I'm going to need to be able to listen and understand people in that situation to do that.
And you know what that means, right?
What?
That means you are falling into leadership roles naturally, because I've done the same thing. So you're naturally falling into leadership roles, and people are going to look upon you to actually lead. So that's a good self-reflection. That's a really good self-reflection. As far as me this week, I'm going to continue to open up my perspective for the people around me to understand their state of mind, to ensure that not only I can help them, but build and grow relationships. So, no,
Yeah,
this
that's
is
awesome, man.
it's a great episode.
Yeah.
I had a great time.
I love recording these. These are always great.
Yeah, I love them too. I mean, I know the views and stuff are small right now, but I'm having a blast. This is something I've wanted to do for years,
Yeah, exactly.
and I'm glad I'm here doing it with you. So,
Yeah, me too.
yeah.
I love it, man. It's a good experience. I mean, overall, it's fun. We talk about things, just talk about everything.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about something simple, we'll turn it into something complex, you know?
Yeah.
Dumpster fire. I mean,
Dumpster
literally,
fire
It
conversations.
starts out as a pile of garbage, and now it's a flaming pile of
Now it's a
garbage.
bonfire. No. Well, so that's it for this week. We're two generations. We're sharing a lot of the same ideas. Sometimes we come up with two completely different perspectives, but that's how we learn.
Yeah,
That's where we
absolutely.
learn. So just want to say we appreciate you guys. Continue listening, continue liking, watching the videos, subscribe, like, comment. If there's any topics or questions that you guys want us to hit on, throw them in the comments on the shorts or the full podcast videos.
Yeah.
Share it with a friend, and we will get our next episode prepared for you guys, and we will see you next week. Thanks, guys.